What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time, and I'm pretty sure this is a debut. I can check in a second, but more Sonic. There's been so much Sonic on the channel lately. No complaints. This is Team Sonic Racing. This was a random draw. Every time I do a recording session, I randomly draw one, and in this case, this one won. So congrats to Daniel. And I paired it up with another one from Team Sonic Racing. By the way, the songs are Sand Road and probably the opposite of Sand. We have Ice Mountain from the channels Morris and Deoxys Prime. That was requested by MojojojoX. And by the way, this Ice Mountain one has nothing to do with my upcoming series. It's just luck of the draw. So... Oh, and then again, at the end of this episode, there will be another random draw if you want to see that. So, I haven't heard of Team Sonic Racing. There's so many Sonic games, I don't even know where to start. But I did do one Sonic game that was like Sonic R. I recall that one being a little bit of a race one. The Can You Feel the Sunshine one. I still remember that. Anyways, let's just get into it. Oh, and this one's from channel Deoxys Prime. Thank you very much. I'm going to look up some info on Team Sonic Racing. Maybe I've done it before, maybe I haven't. I don't think I have. This is Sand Road from Team Sonic Racing. Don't know who the composer is. I'm going to assume like a desert. Big band. I'm checking if I've done this game before. Ooh. Ooh. Debut. Dude, they go so hard on Sonic music every single time. Here's a question. What is... I'll ask later. Oh, I just saw the image. There's that image back there. Oh, is it a car racer? I see Shadow in a little go-kart. Okay. It's a car racer. Let's look it up. It's funny how everyone did a car racer. Crash Team Racing, Mario Kart. Dude. ...2019 kart racer game. Oh, June and T-Lopes. Those are some Sonic powerhouses in the composer team. Oh, this is the best part of the song right here. Hey, is any bass players here? It's like metal, jazzy, fusion, punk. The horns, what's going on? It's like... We got a minute left. Sand Road. Well, it definitely has the energy of a kart racer. It's always funny to hear songs away from their like scenery. In this case, by scenery, I mean like speed and turns, or just hearing the song. That sounds more like T-Lopes. I don't know. I've heard a little bit of T-Lopes, and I think that's him. Okay, so that's my introduction to Team Sonic Racing. Is it Team Sonic Racing? Yeah, Team Sonic Racing. Not Sonic Team Racing. Okay. TSR. Okay. Man, yeah. You know, now that I think about it, I don't know how many, like... This is now immediately thrown into the very small pool of kart racers / racing games I've done on the channel. There's not a lot. There's not a lot. And I can't even think of which ones I've done. I feel like I did Mario Kart 8. Oh god. I've done a little bit of F-Zero. I did one Gran Turismo song. And then anything else? Oh, I did Red Out. That was cool. And how was this one? I don't know what else I've done that's racing related, but anyways, very cool, right? It's like it's a genre that I've always respected, but I never really like dove into too much. The only game I ever really tried was Gran Turismo. And I do remember, what was it? Was it MK Deception? God, I wonder if anyone remembers this. There was I think it was Mortal Kombat Deception. Pretty sure that game had a lot of mini games in it, like chess and like the Tetris style game. But there was also no. I think that was I think that was Mortal Kombat. Was it Armageddon? Shit. One of those. Where they had motor combat. So it was the MK characters as a kart racer. So like Scorpion would shoot a spear and it would drag you back. Sub-Zero would freeze your car. So anyways, so I can imagine this game is probably loaded with, you know, individual characteristics. Although to be totally honest, as much as this channel really taught me that I didn't really know anything about Sonic as much as I thought I did. I really only experienced the first 2 games. But I still have always known about Sonic. And it seems like at this point, they've dipped their toes into every sort of genre there is. You know, I know they did the Olympics thing, they've done the behind the back 3D thing, they've now gone open world, they've done this. It's like, where haven't they gone, you know? I'm sure there's a mobile game, you know, whatever. They've done everything. So, but beyond that, I don't know many of the characters like and their abilities. The only characters I know are Sonic. There's Miles. And Miles has a full name, and I forgot what it is, but it's Miles or Tails. Miles. Wait, did I say the answer? Tails. That's funny. I think I just said the answer. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles. I know there's Shadow. I didn't experience Shadow, but I know about Shadow. Although I don't know what he is. I don't know if he's like if he's evil or if he's just like an alter ego. I know there's Robotnik. You know, by the way, I guess this is a good time to ask. It's better than any that I never really thought of. I've never understood why the 2 names of Eggman and Robotnik. I really have no idea. Is that 2 people or is that just 2 nicknames? I guess you guys would know the answer. And then after that, I don't know. I don't know any other characters or what they provide or what they do. So this game, I'm sure, has those characters like on display and like what they do. So if I had to take a guess, since it's a kart racer, Sonic would probably have some sort of speed ability or goes up into a ball or something. If Tails is in it, I see Shadow and Knuckles in the bottom of the picture. If Tails is in it, I would imagine they fly or something. You know what I mean? Like kart racers, it's all about the fun and the kind of well, I mean it's competitive too, but like it's all about it's like a side game, you know. It's like just to have fun and for fan service. Sand Road. When I first clicked play, I heard these sort of chants at the beginning for like a second, and then the song started. So it's making me think this is more like a desert-inspired thing. But then the song was just kind of everywhere. I don't know. I have no idea. The title alone just kind of puts me in the desert, and those chants at the beginning. But the whole song sounded amazing. And the thing I was going to ask earlier, and I don't know if I've asked this before, maybe, but one thing for sure that I've seen in a lot of comments is that people agree that there's been bad Sonic games, but Sonic music always hits, right? So now I'm going to flip that question a little bit. And this is going to be subjective. I know it's going to like vary person to person, but I wonder if maybe there's a unanimous answer. What would be considered maybe the worst soundtrack of Sonic? Because I'm sure even the worst, I mean to you, but I'm sure even the worst, it still sounds really good. You know what I mean? Or maybe there is like a clear-cut winner, like, you know, this was a bad soundtrack or just didn't have as many bangers. Because I feel like Sonic just, it probably doesn't exist. They really go hard on like everything. Everything. And to me, as Sonic is always going to be so bizarre because I definitely consider myself like an outsider with the series, but I absolutely grew up with it too and shaped like my interest in video game music. So those first two games, while just scratching the surface of the entire series, still were the first two games. You know what I mean? Like they were still just as, I'm assuming they're still just as relevant now. They were like the blueprint, you know, starting the game and here in Green Hill Zone into Marble Zone, and then, you know, stuff like Chemical Plant, stuff like that stuff has stuck with me since then. And, you know, I remember being really young and wanting to hear that stuff. Like, when I was in school, like, people would bring in, like, CD players and stuff before the iPods. And then eventually iPods came in and all that. And I remember always thinking to myself, like, I would love to be hearing, like, you know, Chemical Plant Zone or something while on the school bus or something like that. So it's quite evolved. But, man, they don't pull any punches on the music. And from what I saw, I learned something. I've been saying their name wrong, which I think is totally understandable. In fact, I saw a tweet from them that they're used to people miss saying their name. It's Lopez, because when you see Lopes, at least for most people, including myself, it's Lopez. But apparently his name is Tiago, and it's pronounced like Lops. So it's T-Lops, or T-Lops. So excuse me for the times I was saying it wrong, you know. But it seems like T and Jun are the composers on these two, which that's exciting. But I wonder if Jun being involved in this one means these are all original songs, or if some of these are remixes of older games. Maybe they revisit a stage or something. Anyways, we have another song to go. Ice Mountain. Very funny timing. I'm currently doing a video on like cold and ice snow themes. This has nothing to do with that, and as far as I know, will not be involved in that. It's just got picked in the random draw alongside with Sand Road, so. Okay. Full mixes? I wonder what that means. Alright, Ice Mountain. I'm going to guess the entire vibe of this one's going to be completely different. I'm expecting... Ice Mountain. More keyboard. More synth and keys. Arpeggios. This is Ice Mountain from Team Sonic Racing. Slow. But it's probably going to pick up. Yeah. Jun? Oh, it sounds kind of Christmassy. Jingle bells. Is it a Christmas stage? Sounds like snowmen and candy canes all over the place. Yeah, I'm definitely getting less mountain and getting more Christmas. Either way, it definitely has the sound and feel of like winter. It's a lot more happier. Probably a huge variety of songs in this game. Just not guessing off of very sporadic locales. That bell sounds like the Futurama bell. Dum. Those good old guitars. It would still sound cool without the guitars too. Like you can hear the winter part without it, but it adds like a little edge to it, you know. Just all power chords. If you ever wanted to learn electric guitar, learning a song like this would be very simple. But it does require like good rhythm. I can't get like Christmas out of my mind. I'm thinking of everything, so like gingerbread houses, snow globes, like an icy river, all that, like all that. Oh, I just thought of something. Are there ice physics in this stage? I would hate that. Is it a slippery stage? Or maybe it's slow. It slows you down. I'm not sure who composed the first song, Sand Road, but it sounds like two composers here between the first and this one. Two big different sounds. I wonder what the full mix is referring to. That was extremely like jolly and very wholesome at the same time. Very, I think those two sounded like very different songs to me. So that's why I think it was like the two different composers, because this to me sounded like the stuff I've been hearing from like the adventure days, the open your heart, your live and learn, and that kind of stuff. Guitar wise, at least, you know, just power chords and palm muting. But even still, it sounded kind of like the 2000s Sonic. You know, it's kind of vague, but I know there's been, I don't know how many composers there's been in Sonic. I feel like there's been a total of at least like 5 or so like known ones that have stuck around. I can't name them all, but I know there's yeah, I'm not even gonna try to guess them all. But I've always seen like the same like 3, 4, 5 names, and they all have their own sound. But this is like the sound I associate the most with, like the 2000s kind of sound when it wasn't just Sega exclusive, I guess. but it just shows how much I know because I stopped playing after 2. But yeah, totally different energies. The first one, Sand Road, was like really in your face, bunch of genres, a lot of technical ability, very busy and just a very active song with a lot of emphasis kind of on the world and different sounds. The second one was, and this word has such like a stigma, it's kind of annoying, but it's quite literally just a word. The second one was just very simple. Has, I don't want to get into it, but like the word simple, if you hear like in a YouTube video, it's some people just take like offense to that or something. Words just exist, you know, like it's funny because if you say the opposite of simple, which would be like complex, and you know, then it's okay, you know. But if you call something simple, it almost seems like you're undermining it or something. Some things can just be simple, and that's okay. It's not, you know what I mean? Anyways, just a side thing, because I've actually had like very few times that someone's like, "What do you mean it's simple?" You know, it's just like they focus on one thing and then just can't get the bigger picture of everything I'm saying. It's like you hear that word and then it gets stuck in your head. And so what I'm trying to say is it's simple, but it's great. And that's why it's great. It's because it's simple. It's not doing too much. It's just, to me, it just sounds like a fun song during a snowy stage. That's it. Not every song has to be complex. Not every song has to be simple. If every song sounded like Sand Road, as cool as that would be, it might get old after a while. Things balance each other out, you know? This is cool because of Sand Road and vice versa. And whatever else is there. This tells me that this soundtrack is all over the place. Which makes total sense, because if it's a kart racer game, it's most likely not canon and have a lot more freedoms. Developers and artists can kind of do whatever. Let's make let's go here, let's go in outer space, let's go on the sewers. Doesn't matter, you know. And I think that's what's actually cool about it. So I feel like this soundtrack is extremely diverse. Maybe, no, I was gonna say maybe one of the more diverse soundtracks of Sonic. But if you think about it, Sonic is kind of the same way. Sonic goes everywhere. Fun fact, speaking of the VGM Vibes series that I mentioned earlier, if you're not aware, that's my other series where I talk about games. I'm not reacting to them, but I've heard them already, and then I can talk about them. But this all themed, so like fire, water, whatever. And I'm currently doing like an ice and snow one. This is not part of it, but I totally forgot where I was going with that. There's a reason I brought that up. Geez. Oh well, it'll come to me at some point. Why did I bring that up? I guess I was gonna say something along the lines of, this really does like sound like that, as if I didn't know. For example, it's called Ice Mountain, so typically my only context I have is, you know, like a note from the requester or something. Usually it's blank, but you know, I see a title like Ice Mountain, I'm thinking, okay, you know, that's what it is. But to me, it was extremely Christmas, like very Christmas, to the point where they were like I was hearing jingle bells and all that stuff. It just sounded to me like I'm going through a winter wonderland type of thing. So I don't know, maybe it is. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Yes, don't you love when that happens? Fun fact: the reason I brought up VGM Vibes is because Sonic not only has appeared in almost every episode of VGM Vibes, and multiple times, but I think Sonic has potential to be in almost every single one. And that's what I mean by like diverse. Like Sonic goes everywhere. I don't know if there's a story to Sonic. I'm sure there is after 30 years or something. I don't know if it's like a serious one or if they just make one up on the fly for each game. For the most part, I could be wrong about this, but I know Sonic is just getting from point A to point B. Essentially. I'm sure there's just little things here and there. But with that freedom though, like, you can go anywhere. doesn't matter. So that's why I feel like, in as far as the Vibe series, Sonic is kind of right now like the reigning king of just appearing and, you know, like for example, like if any element you can think of, fire, ice, whatever, wind, whatever, and then any location you can think of, all that, whatever, Sonic has probably been there. You know what I mean? That's pretty nuts. So that's where I was gonna go with that. Anyways, cool. Both fantastic, simple or not. Sand Road and Ice Mountain. I think that's just funny because they're just totally different as far as like what I see in my head. But let me know if these are the two composers because it sounded like it. It sounded like it. And let me know if they actually return to any like iconic stages or song remixes. And oh yeah, what's up with the whole full mix? What's up with... Do you not normally hear it that long in game or something? If I had to guess, this song plays longer than what an actual race lasts by default. Let me know. Anyways, oh, I still have to pull a random draw. Anyway, but thank you to Daniel and MojojojoX. We're going to pull another random draw. This is always exciting. See who the winner is this time. If it's Sonic, I'm going to laugh. Never know, man. There's so many damn things in there. That's a long title. You know what? As soon as I saw Toho in there, I was like, that's not a long title. That's an average. That's an average title for Toho. Toho 9, Phantasmagoria of Flower View, Eastern Judgment in the 16th year, Fate of 60 years. Oh my gosh. Let me just see who requested that. That is... Those song titles are so funny. Two requesters. Okay. Douglas and Solid Bullet. Alright, cool. Well, let me know more about Team Sonic Racing. And that's actually going to be like the second Toho video I do this week. So that's going to be interesting. Cool. Thank you very much. And another Sonic game to add to the auditorium. And speaking of that VGM Vibes thing, if you want to see that, that's coming up soon. That'll be VGM Vibes 6. And that's going to be all ice themed stuff. And Sonic may or may not appear in that. Thank you to all my patrons you see here. I couldn't be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse. Take it easy.